Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong says the PAP government has not been right all the time, but has evolved and shifted its style over the years. At a lunchtime rally at Boat Quay, he focused his message on younger voters, even as he acknowledged several lapses of the government in the past. For young voters, he said this election belonged to them, and it was up to them to secure Singapore's future.
Unlike the hard-talking style of Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew, the new generation of PAP leaders have to do it their way, spending time talking, persuading and understanding.
There's a difference in generations. Generations between MM's team and my team. Generations between your parents and you. And we discuss this often in Cabinet. And MM says, why don't you do things in a certain way? Proceed, it's important, critical for Singapore. And we say, yes, we understand, but please let us do it our way. Because we are different from you, and I think Singaporeans, it's a different generation from the Singaporeans who worked with you and built this Singapore in the 1950s, in the 1960s and 70s. But MM is MM, and whether it is ordinary times, whether it's election time, you can be sure it's still the same MM. But this is the PAP government, me, my team, and we are taking it forward, same strategic direction, but doing it our way. So I hope voters will understand and will support what we are doing.
Now, but a third of the electorate is under 35 years old, and some 100,000 of them are first-time voters. And Mr. Lee noted that this group has a very different perspective of the world. They are questioning, idealistic, and they are looking for causes and values that they can uphold. And they're very different from the older generation who vote according to gut instinct and loyalty.
So it's important that young people think carefully about your vote. What can each party offer? Who can serve you best? Whose plans will give you the brighter future?
Referring to the opposition's calls for more alternative voices in Parliament, Mr. Lee said Singapore is actually a multi-party system, but with a dominant PAP. He added Singapore's political system is open and contestable, so it's easy for parties to enter the arena and challenge the PAP.
In fact, if you look at this election, all you need to do is to go onto the Facebook page and put a posting there, lend me some money. I need to pay for my deposit. And you may get people lending you money to pay for your deposit. And if you don't have enough candidates, no problem. Go to the other opposition party, lend me some candidates, pinjam, and if we don't win, we will return him to you.
Mr. Lee said no government is perfect, and his government has made mistakes, such as letting Mas Selamat escape and the Orchard Road floods.
When it happens, then we should acknowledge it, we should apologize, take responsibility, put things right. If we have to discipline somebody, we will do that. And we must learn from the lessons and never make the same mistake again.
At the rally, Brigadier General Tan Chuan Jin said deep down, many know that the PAP can lead people forward to secure Singapore's future. But he says some have doubts and frustrations.
Some feel that you are being talked down to, that there's not enough listening, that we can be more compassionate and less calculative. Many of you feel that we need to be more accommodative of differing views. At the heart of it all is that sense of trust. And whether real or not, if we are unable to address these perceptions and sentiments, our moral authority to lead will erode. I know we need to listen and to communicate our ideas better.